Hello, everyone. Welcome to more Mine Colonies. And here's hoping that this is, in fact, the last pre-record that I have to do. Well, shoot, because this will go up on Saturday, won't it? Whatever. I'll figure something out. Anyway, welcome back to Mine Colonies. We need to get some stuff today. One of the things that we need to do is get ourselves a warehouse. Freaking my tinnitus just decided to freaking start screeching in my ear. So that's always fun. But also we need to head back underground to continue our search for diamonds. I'll just use the teleport to the iron vein. Like, look, I was doing the teleport all last episode, if you didn't see that. Because it was just really annoying. It would have been really annoying. To have needed to run all the way back and forth constantly. Between the village there and Mezior. Hey, 3 diamonds. I told you. I said it last episode. If I mine here in the iron vein, we'll find diamonds. And I was not wrong. I know my things. And but speaking of knowing your things, I found it funny because I was having a fight with. Well, I don't want to call it a fight necessarily. They were fighting me. I was just having a, chill time. But there was this guy on Reddit that I was talking to who was so rude. It was actually really funny. Like, he was spending the entire time insulting me up one side, down the other. And I'm just like sitting there, just chilling, talking calmly, yada yada. And it was this argument over, modern AI, generative AI. And it was like, yeah, I was, explaining, how generative AI works, how it is bad for the environment, because it puts out a lot of water waste. You know, how it uses a lot of water just in general, you know, freaking in I think it was 2023, the information that I looked up said that generative AI used something like almost 7 billion gallons of water. And we were, this guy was talking, and he was like, "You're an idiot. Like, you clearly don't understand that it's physically impossible for generative AI to produce, you know, like water pollution, because they're like, it's a closed system, it's a closed loop, you know, you pump the water in once and then you're good, and that's not at all how it works. And so, like, okay, I will 100% admit, prior to this argument, did not have all of the facts at my fingertips. You know, I knew, you know, how bad it was because I had done the research before, but I did not have it immediately at my fingertips. I did not remember it off of the top of my head. And because of this, the guy was trying to claim that I knew nothing, that I was an absolute idiot, and things like this. Well, he called me something. I won't say what it was. Just because, like, it wasn't, I don't think it was actually anything, like, terrible. It was it's one of those, like, internet insults where, like, they say a thing, but, like, it doesn't actually mean anything. But, like, it sounds harsh. So therefore, you know, it must be an insult and it must be harsh. And I was like, I don't know what that means. You know, you have attempted to throw an insult at me, but I have no idea what it means. And so it doesn't affect me at all because, like, without knowing what it means, like, I have no clue. Like, you know, it's like, okay, clearly it's an insult, but, like, should I be, like, super offended? You know? Like, is it, you know, as bad as, like, saying, you know, the R word? You know? the R word in regards to, you know, stupid, right? Obviously, you know, I don't want to say the word because it's not a good word to use. But it's like, I don't know what the word means, you know, the word that he used. I'm like, So it's like, I don't know. Should I, like, you know, oh, he just used this word that, you know, and I like, should I be like super offended? Or, you know, like, is it just one of those dumb internet words that mean nothing? You know? And so I asked. I was like, you know, okay, I didn't ask. I just stated, like, I don't know what that means. Like, so, like, I'm not offended at all, really. You know? Like, it doesn't affect me because I don't know what it means. And he starts, like, getting upset because I'm just not taking his shit. Like, I'm not, like, responding to his insults. I'm not getting upset. You know? I'm like, I don't know what the word means, so it doesn't bother me at all. You know? And I'm like, you know, I guess, you know, like, if you want me to be upset, I guess you could tell me what the word means, because I don't know. You know, it's like, I'm not going to get upset over a word that I've never heard before. And he's like, well, then look it up. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to look up this word that you used that is clearly just meant to be an insult, because I don't care. If you want to insult me, then you're going to have to explain your insult. Otherwise, I don't care. And I'm probably not going to be offended at all, even once I know what the word means. So, like, it really doesn't matter. You know? Like, I legitimately don't care. And so, like, I'm sitting here and, you know, I'm sitting there, you know, going over the usual statements, I will admit. You know, the usual, like, the usual, you know, arguments about why AI is bad. You know, it's bad for the environment. It produces a lot of waste. You know, it not only produces a lot of waste, but it wastes a lot of water. You know, powering these things costs the power amount of, you know, a small country to run these things, you know. And he's like, it's a closed loop. It can't produce waste in a closed loop. You know, it's like you put the water. He was saying, like, you put the water in, right, and then it goes through the computers, right, and it hits the computer, you know, the CPU. You know, it's super cooled so that it, you know, grabs as much of the heat as possible, and then it travels along the pipes and reaches a cooling area where it then, you know, the heat is then removed essentially, and it's cooled down, you know. And yeah, when you think of it that way, that is in fact correct. You know, it is the liquid cooling system. There are two different types of liquid cooling systems. There's the closed loop and then there's the open loop. The closed loop system does in fact run on a closed loop where it gets heated from the CPU, goes out to a spot where it gets cooled. Hey, more diamonds! Told you this would work. You know, it goes out and it gets cooled, and then it goes back to the CPU, and then it just keeps looping. And when that's all you do, it's a closed loop that wouldn't produce any waste. Except that that's not all you do. In fact, if that's all you're doing, if you have a liquid cooled computer and that's all you're doing, you're very likely damaging your computer. And this is like stuff that I like learned from the from doing the research. The fact of the matter is that when the water hits the CPU or GPU or whichever one it is, I don't remember which. I get those mixed up quite often. I'll just say the computer. You know? When the water hits the computer, it picks up particulates from the computer. You know, you're putting water on a metal, computer chip. Water plus metal equals rust. And that water then gets carried away. You might already be seeing the issue. If you're not, then I'm surprised. The water gets carried away, and then it continues in a closed loop, where the rust water is then carried back to the CPU and picks up more rust and carries it back. If you don't do something about that, it's going to cause more damage to the system because you're just constantly putting more and more rust on the computer. So what do? Well, you have to dump the water out and refill it. This is what we call wastewater. Now, wastewater on its own is not necessarily a bad thing. We have systems in place to take wastewater and clean it. You know, when you go pee, for example, you're taking water and taking that in, carrying that to a waste processing plant that cleans out the water and you know, you're good. Well, the problem is that's perfectly fine when what you're doing is dumping, you know, the standard amount that a human produces. When you're dumping 6 billion gallons into that system, a system that's only designed to handle a few 100,000, well, you can probably guess that it backs up, it gets clogged, it has problems. And so what do you do when it has problems? The only thing you can do, you dump. You have to dump all of that out. And that just goes out into the rivers, you know, rivers, lakes, whatever the things are connected to, you know. And you dump waste. That's why it's called wastewater. If your system isn't designed to handle that much, it's not going to be able to do it. And so, yes, your data center might run on a closed loop and it's perfectly fine while it's running on the closed loop. But at some point, you have to start dumping that water because you have so many computers and they're running so hot and the water is picking up so many particulates and it's rusting the CPUs and GPUs and all that. And it's causing lots and lots of damage. And all of that then gets dumped into a waste recycling system that is designed to handle a few 100,000 gallons a year. Not 6 billion in a year. And so I explained all of this to him. And then I followed that up with, and all of this information that I just gave you was something I was able to look up online within 10 minutes. Because, like, I literally did, like, that was literally it. I just looked it up. And then, you know, put out, you know, I wrote down what it was, you know. I'm like, you could have looked all of this information up yourself. Because it took me 10 minutes to find all of this information. So maybe before you start, you know, arguing with somebody and calling them ignorant which was one of the things that he did say. Yeah, again, he used other words that I'm not going to repeat. Partially because, again, I don't actually know what they mean. Because he never told me. And I'm like, I'm not gonna look up I'm not gonna look up an insult, you know? Like, nah. Like, there's no point. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't do insults. I don't do insults. I don't insult people. There's no point in me looking up an insult, you know? But I'm like, perhaps next time that you want to argue about something, perhaps you should follow your own advice and take a moment to look it up. Because, you know, again, his, like, we literally argued about the insult. Because I was like, I'm not going to look up an insult. Like, it's not happening. There's no point. You can tell me what it means, or we can continue to sit here and fight over the fact that you tried to insult me and I didn't care. You know? Like, if you're not going to explain the insult, then I don't care. And it was just so funny to me because he was so upset. He was so upset at me. He was so angry. He was trying everything he could to insult me, to break me down, things like that. And I'm just like, bro, when you have lived for 37 years of nothing but people trying to tear you down and insult you, like, one of two things happens. Either you give in to those insults and probably do something you shouldn't, or you grow thick enough skin that it doesn't bother you anymore. Guess which one I am? I'm of the, I have thick skin, and legitimately it doesn't affect me because I just don't care anymore. You know? Like, I'm sorry, but I've been insulted. I've been told that I am, you know, horrible. I've been told that I'm an abomination. I've been called sinner. I've been called horrible things by Christians. You know, the supposedly the, you know, love one another group. Like, I'm like, nah. Like, it doesn't affect me at all, and I'm not gonna look up your insults. So then he, like, threw another word at me, which was like screed or something like that. And I've never even heard this word before. Oh, he because I didn't know that insult, by the way, he was like, you're culturally ignorant. There's absolutely no way you haven't heard of this word. You're clearly either just that dumb or you're lying. I'm like, so I said, I was like, all right, well, have you heard this word? And I gave him a word that I know. I'm like, have you ever heard this word before? And he didn't know it. Like, he clearly didn't know it because he, like, refused to answer. I'm like, okay, so, hello? Like, this is a word that my social circle uses. You don't know it. So clearly, not every word is known by every person. You know? It's like, should I consider you culturally ignorant because you didn't know a word of mine? I'm like, I don't know what your word means. I've never heard it before. Which is funny because, again, I had never heard the word until just yesterday. And then I was watching Vinny. You know, Vinny Vine Sauce. And he was doing Temple Maker 64. And apparently one of one of the, like, you know, fan-made, like, temples used that word in it. And it was funny because, like, Vinny immediately just knew what it was. And I'm just like, wow, okay, this is literally, like, this would have literally been the first time I ever heard that word. If not for this other person. You know? Apparently it's a word from 1984, by the way. So, like, I don't know who knows it nowadays. To me, that sounds like a, you know, this is something from, like, the last generation. But apparently it's going around right now. But, like, I've never heard the word. I even said, like, I'm autistic. I don't get out. I don't have friends. I have a very small social network. You know? I don't interact with anyone. I have no way of learning, like, modern lingo. You know? But apparently, that didn't matter to that guy. That was an excuse and not a valid reason why I wouldn't know the word. I'm just like, okay, whatever, I guess. If that's what you think, then fine. My mic sounds different all of a sudden. Hang on. Did something happen with my microphone? Test, test. Hello, hello. Oh, and now it's back to normal. Okay, I don't know what was up. I don't know if any of you were hearing that. Like, it just sounded like I was suddenly, like, super distant. At least that's what it sounded like to me, anyway. Look at how much iron is here. Like, these iron veins are insane. Like, there's just... It just goes on forever. Like, it really does. Like, I have so much iron now. Like, I honestly don't think I'm ever going to need iron again. Like, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 stacks of iron. I mean, yes, technically this is the raw iron, but freaking 12 stacks of iron here. Like, are you kidding me with this? Like, it's so much. My headset. I can feel the break in the headset, like, has widened. I am wondering if I I'm wondering if it's gonna break here within the next, like, day or two. So... But yeah, it was a fun little argument, you know? Because it was just like the person was so clearly angry at me. Like, so super angry. Like, throwing insults just left and right. Just, like, trying to rile me up and, like, get me to, like, be angry back. And I just was having none of it. You know? And it is really funny because we spent all day yesterday arguing about it. You know, about the how bad AI, you know, generative AI is for the environment. And I'm like, look, these are the facts. And he's like, that's propaganda. I'm like, okay, first off, if somebody's saying it's propaganda, like, they probably don't... They generally don't like... They're generally dumb. I didn't want to say that. Like, I didn't want to put it that way, but... Like, that's what it is. Like... I don't think I've ever met somebody that has said, you're listening to propaganda, that wasn't delusional. So maybe that's a better word. It's still kind of mean. You know? It's still kind of mean to say a person is delusional. Whoops, so much for that iron. That was only one anyway. But like, legitimately, I honestly don't think I've ever encountered somebody who said, you know, you're listening to propaganda, that wasn't listening to propaganda themselves. You know? Like, I think about it and I'm like, I would never say that myself. You know? Even if it's true, I still wouldn't put it that way. You know? I've said things like, I don't know what science sources you're looking at, but the science sources that I've looked at, you know, like, I guess for me, it's more of a, like, maybe I'm, like, assuming the, like, better of people, but, like, I just kind of assume that, you know, whatever, that, I would like to assume that whatever people are, you know, listening to, you know, wherever they're getting their facts from, is hopefully giving facts. You know, it is hopefully a fact-based, like, thing. Often it's not. But it's like, I mean, show me where you're getting your facts from. Are you getting them from a, you know, reliable, you know, scientific source? Or are you getting them from freaking... he said, what he said was, listening to false information being spouted by Twitter. And I'm like, okay, yes. Like, that is generally true, that, like, what you find on Twitter is just not right. But in this case, it's not. Oh my gosh. Sorry, my headphones are... like, I'm actually worried that they might break, like, here soon. I don't have anything that I can... like, I don't have any, like, other headphones. That crack has gotten way bigger. Oh dear. I don't know what to actually do about that, because, like, it's just, there's just a big crack along the top of my headphones. And the new headphones won't be here for another couple of days, probably. I might I might leave the iron vein here. Oh my gosh. Like, I still need more diamonds, but like not too badly. I mean, I have 17, which is not enough for like armor, but it is enough to make like all the tools at least. I could also consider training up an armorer, because an armorer will give me diamond stuff at the end. I think they even just straight up give you a full set of like diamond stuff. That's like that has like it has random enchants on it, yeah. But like, you know, freaking grindstone it. And then throw it, you know, give it to your librarian. You know? And then grab your enchants from the librarians, you know? So I might consider that as like the method for getting my like armor. It's such a waste to level an armorer because they don't ever give you, they don't even get, there's a chance that they don't even give you the right enchants. That's what somebody would say. And it's like, everything is likely to not give you the right enchants. The only method of getting freaking the right enchants, speaking of, anvil, or level, tax-free levels. Yeah, flatten the ever-increasing anvil and enchantment cost. There we go. And also anvil, fixed anvil repair cost. Patch the anvil to set the default level cost, material cost, and percentage repaired. This doesn't do like okay, yeah, that doesn't do anything with the enchant levels. So I've always added both mods in, and like it kind of just hit me there. Like, do I need both mods? It does look like they do different things. Um, but it was just kind of like a realization of like, wait, do I actually need both mods? Like, am I like just putting two mods that do the same thing together? But it doesn't look like it. Because one only affects the repair level, whereas the other one affects the enchant level. So these are just mods that I think every mod pack should have. And again, if I were playing this on a server with other people, you know, especially if I was playing it on like the official servers, I wouldn't, you know, add this stuff because I don't think you'd be able to. Creeper? Oh man. Like, I don't think you'd be able to and still be able to, like, connect to the servers, you know? So. Boop. Something I realized is deep slate should definitely be in one of these. Boop. Just like the tuff, just like the gravel, just like the cobblestone. You know, things like that. So, huh? I think, I'm being loud. I think, I think I'm being too loud for one of my family members. They just sent me a text being like, it's 2:30. Yes. Like, you thinking you're the one that left that left your bedroom door open, knowing that freaking I talk at night and do videos and stuff. Like, yeah, like, this is not my fault. You know? I have no coal. I'll just have to be a little quieter. Is all. So that hopefully, you know, I'm not bothering them as much. I guess I need to make some charcoal. I need to... Where are my template upgrades? Surely I haven't used all of them. Maybe I have. Da-da-da-da-da. Sticks. Upgrade. There we go. Now you put more iron in there. Okay. Let me think here. Soft basalt. Stuff's here. Okay, yeah, it is just being loud apparently for them. Which, like, okay. I mean, you know, freaking, I'm working, but okay. That's the thing, they have never, like, accepted the idea that this is a job. So, but it is what it is. It's only so much I can do about that, really. About the best I can do is just try to quiet down a bit, I guess. I mean, it's only so much I can do about that. But yeah. Sorry, I that kind of like stalled me here. I'm just like, brain don't wanna worky now. Because I got freaking sidelined. Alright, I think I need a couple more of those, but that should do me for now. If I Oh my god, I need to move all of this stuff. Cool. Very good, very good. I wasn't sure if this was the mod that, like you could move stuff without issue. And it is. So that's good. Here, let me grab the dirt one. Okay. Jungle log. Nope. Spruce log. Jungle goes here. Spruce there. Dark oak. Acacia. Got it. Now, I have no idea if I have any further of any of those logs. Some spruce, some dark oak. But, jungle spruce, there we go. Oh, that's dark oak wood, not log. Got it. Alright. Lock all of the drawers. Cool. Alright. Let me grab some more paper. Grab my emeralds. And we'll go to the village. I should have bought like wheat and stuff because that would have helped. Why is this blue? There was literally a torch there. Okay, game. Oh yeah, I should put sticks too. Let's do that. Nice. 41 emerald. So we've got fortune, we've got top 4. Sharpness, I don't have enough for that. Mending, I don't need that. Whoops, silk touch. Okay, so I don't have... I don't know what I actually came over here for. Let's see. Let's go back. And I need to make the armor, which I believe is a blast furnace. So let's make that. I need smooth stone, which is made by cooking regular stone, which I do have somewhere. That's not enough. But because I don't use regular stone much, that should be able to go in there fine. That all? Clean stone. Here we go. There we go. Let's get that smooth stone made up. Okay. Planks. This was the main thing that I wanted to do with these drawers. A little here, oak there. I don't even think I have spruce planks. I like organization. Okay, so the main thing that we need to do is get to the nether so that we can get some quartz. So that I can freaking build the stupid controller for this system. I need cobblestone so that I can make the initial furnace. And we can make the blast furnace. And I don't. I was gonna say I don't remember what chest I put that in, but I found it right away, so it's fine. Let me think here. Okay, I had to remember what I was doing. So there should be a villager somewhere that doesn't have a profession. Let's put down a blast furnace. Sir? Oh, okay, that works too. Coal for emeralds. Or emeralds for iron armor. Oh, I don't have coal. I have charcoal. Suppose I could go get some coal without too much of an issue. I mean, now that I've got fortune, it'll be easier to get coal. Because now we can get plenty of coal per block here. And of course, as I'm looking for coal, happens to be when I run out of freaking torches, that is actually a dead end. Yes, okay. I mean, the easiest freaking way to get torches would be to just freaking make sticks and so this is why I like having Ars Nouveau. You can just learn the light spell. And I guess I'll just use my current coal to freaking make the torches. Coal is either something you have too much of, or you just don't have enough. And there is no in between. Alright. That just opens up over here. Well, good to know. I didn't realize that the cave started here. Ooh, coal. It's like when you don't have enough coal, you just can't find enough. Because you need the coal for the torches. So then you have to make torches. Oh, and then this is a dead end over here too. Well, frick. Well, I mean, fine. I mean, technically, it's perfectly fine for them to be out here now. And the villagers, I mean. Because, like, I've gone and lit up the entire cave here. Just to, you know, ensure that there's no chance of something happening. Yeah, that I have a little bit of space that they can roam. And I've covered up the exit. So I don't have to worry about them actually getting out. So, and they don't have to worry about mob spawning down underground. Okay. Well, I need to find more coal. I guess we can go down into this cave. Good enough. Unfortunately, you know, trying to be a bit quieter here also leaves me at a sort of disadvantage of like, it makes it harder for me to like feel like I can speak, you know? It's like, oh, I need to be quieter, but at the same time, it's like I can't not talk because it's a freaking audio-based, show basically. But then I still find myself with plenty of dead air because, like, I'm trying to also be quiet, you know? Okay. Like, if I was making money off of this stuff, and like I was an actual YouTuber, and they would just have to deal, you know, because like part of doing the YouTubes is being animated and loud and way up there. Okay. I was seeing the gravel particles, and I was just trying to make sure that I wasn't about to freaking bury myself, you know? So. Now, it really is. I don't want to say that a lot of the problem is that my family doesn't respect, you know, doing this. And so, like, they then make it difficult for me to do this. But that kinda, it really is just what it is. You know? Unfortunately, when they, you know, make it difficult for me to do it, then I don't, you know, get as many views for it, you know, for doing all this stuff. Like, when I was I don't want to say that I was ever a big name streamer, but when I did stream regularly, like every day, streamed, you know, several hours, yada yada, like they just did not, you know, that they were not happy with it. You know, that, like, they constantly were like, you know, you need to actually get a job. And I was like, I have one though. Like, it will work. You just have to let me do it. You know? This is unfortunate. You're just gonna have to build over to there. And like, it, you know, for family that believes in the idea of that that believes in, like, faith, you know, but for family that's like, you know, say that it'll do, and it will, you know. They have none of it. And it's like, hello. Like, I'm doing the things that you say I'm supposed to do. The frick? The creeper just exploded, but I don't know where or why. It didn't explode on me. Okay, hang on. Now that I have a backpack, I should start carrying some extra stuff. Such as, for example, a bucket of water. So what I'm gonna do is go back. If I can find my way. It's that way. Well, hey, this lets me actually double check the villagers. And see, like, you know, do they all have beds, for example? They do not. There are like 5 more villagers than there are beds. I should remedy that. Okay. Beetroots. What time? Oh, is it already almost day? Yep. Love that. Love that night is so ridiculously short compared to the day. Like, it's not that night is actually short, it's that day is so ridiculously long. I didn't need... I mean, coal was the thing I was after. For the armor. I'm getting all mixed up with what I'm trying to do. It's fine. Let's figure out... Here's my bucket. I was gonna say, let's figure out where my bucket is. But I found it. Let's grab like 30 wheat. That's probably too many, but hey, 30 wheat was a good number, actually. It was, in fact, too much, but, like, not really. Yes, I am. I'm getting experience from harvesting the crops. That's cool. I think that's the mod that makes it so I can right-click harvest. I think that's what's doing that. Because I don't believe that's a vanilla, like, thing. Let's go back to the village. So that I can go down there and get that water. Because I need to get some obsidian. So that we can go to the nether. And one of the easiest ways to go about doing all of that is with a bucket of water. Oh. Down we go. I mean, also, you know, there's still more coal to mine. Because, believe it or not, we don't have enough. I probably have more than enough iron. What would be good is if we could find a dripstone cave. Because then we could make lava. That said, the new sulfur caves are out. And they don't look interesting in the slightest. Like, I have very little, if any, interest in them. Okay, yeah, I can get back up. Bonk. But I know some people have been excited for it. You know, I'm not going to call it like a bad drop or anything. I think it's a really small drop that barely has anything in it. But I'm not going to sit here and claim that it's bad. Just because I don't like it, you know? Well, and even then, I would say, like, you know, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that it doesn't interest me. Is all. So. Alright, that was all the gold that was there. I do see some diamonds. Surface diamonds are rare. Even more so when there's an actual, like, vein. You know? Glad those weren't creepers. Because I would have lost... Well, I wouldn't have lost anything. Actually. Good job. Again, baby zombies are the worst. Got it. Like, hitting their hitbox is really difficult. Once you manage it. Like, it's not hard to then keep it up, but the initial, like, hitting them is just ridiculous sometimes. Freaking. I'm passing up iron because we have that freaking iron vein. Like, even if I start to run out, like, we've barely even, like, tapped that iron vein. And I'm almost out of torches again. Good. Loved that. That went super well. Youch. Oh, frick. Okay. Okay. I see ya. Like, I see you, game. I see ya. Diamonds, freaking cobblestone, andesite, gold, iron. Everything else just go in there. Alright. Well, I need to get lava. So let's head. Actually, the iron vein should be near. In fact, the amethyst geode even might be near where the lava was. Right? Definitely tell that I'm used to having Ars Nouveau because I completely forgot to make torches. It's fine, I think. I feel like I remember there being lava. Like, connected to this somehow. Maybe not. Like, I see it on the map way over there. But that's gonna require me to get out over there. Which I can't really do without torches. I might see Over here? Maybe above me instead of below? Hmm. Alright. New plan. First, water. Because throat dry. And I literally just drank an entire bottle of water earlier. But it's fine because I'm dehydrated. Like my I had a blood test done recently, and it was like, you're dehydrated. I'm like, great. So that could be, you know, some of my problems. It's just that. Because dehydration is actually not a great thing at all. Like, it's not a, like, thing to be taken lightly. I don't have any already cooked potatoes, do I? Not that I'm immediately seeing. I was thinking I did, but I'm not seeing them now, so. Let me double check something. Let me go to the town hall and double check, my colonists.
Huh. 'Tis a
Please go to the
fine
dining
afternoon.
hall or give me something to eat.
Need something?
You are unemployed. Also, he has slowness because he was hungry. So that's interesting. So are you... Oh, there's 3 people that are unemployed. Yo! Okay. That's actually really great. That there's 3 people that are unemployed. That's actually really good. Because I need 2 people. You know what? Before I build that, let's do a dining hall. I need an apple. And then I need 7 plank. Then we can get the dining hall. And then we need the mine. And I can use a wood pickaxe. That's fine. I only need 1. Like, I only need 1 mine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mine. And so what we will do is... There would be a good place for it. Well, how big is it? Big. Oh yeah, it's this structure. Whack. That's the alternate miner. That's right. It's a structure. Okay. Here's what we'll do. We'll go halfsies. Sort of. You for real? About the alternate? Ugh. I don't have the space for these freaking gigantic structures that are in... Like, every time it's like, oh, time to build a new structure, I'm just like, oh my gosh, why is it so freaking huge? Like, are you for real? Like, I feel like I'm gonna have to, like, excavate this hill till it's, like, super tiny. Just to fit stuff around it. I mean, it's doable, you know? Like, cutting down this hill here. It's just... It's a pain to do. And it's just gonna make the hill, like, flat. And that's gonna make it look really unnatural. Which, I mean, it is unnatural. Because we're having to do this. But, like... It's not gonna look good. You know? It's not gonna look good being flat. But, like, what other choice do I really have? Like, this island place is kind of awesome as... Like, this island place was, like, an awesome idea. But I'm finding that I have far less, like, room to do anything on here than I thought I had. And that is annoying at best. And all of my plans for this episode have not worked out. It's like, I know, we'll go to the Nether. I can't freaking find lava. And I need to freaking get torches and coal and all these things. And it's like, oh, I know, I'll freaking build a mine. Except that I need a freaking dining hall. Okay, so I'll build a dining hall. The freaking dining hall is 1,000,000 blocks freaking big. Like, and I wouldn't mind all this excavation if it wasn't for the fact that I don't have freaking vein mine. You know? And like, I have to do so much excavation. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it 2 blocks. And it will still look unnatural. But what I can do is go in and make little like indents like this in the side of it. Like as I go down. And it probably still won't look like supernatural, but it will hopefully look better than if it's just flat. Unfortunately, this is really the boring part. There's not much I can do to make this interesting. I will say, I recently picked up Xenoblade, the Xenoblade Chronicles 1. They're on Switch. So at some point, the idea will be to stream that. You know? Sorry, I'm thinking. I do have all of this space. Maybe I can build over here instead of doing all this excavation immediately. And then, if so, then I can do the excavation, you know, off camera instead. Like, I wanted to put the dining hall kind of in between the, I wanted to put the dining hall in between the builders' huts. That way, like, that both builders can reach it alright, you know? It's not too far away. Maybe I can excavate this area. You know? Like, maybe I can put it here. Oh my god, it's so big. Like, it's so ridiculously big. Let's see, if I do 2... to here, and then to here. To there, to there, to here. And then this could be there. Although I've still got one more level down. So then that would be here. That I would be excavating down to. So then, if I rotate it lengthwise, maybe? Oh my god, it's so big. Oh my god. Glorb shit. It's freaking massive, dude. Okay, but this is the bottom layer. But that's still, like, even if I put it there, unless I, like, push it this way. But I'd really have to push it over there. Like, look at this. Like, I'm really having to push it over here to get it to fit. Yeah, that's on the edge of the freaking island. Holy frick, dude. It's so big. And unless I put it over on that side. I do have more space on this side. But then it's going to be a long, like, it's going to take so long to get from here to the... That's what I'm trying to avoid. It's like a small island over here. It's probably too small. Frickin' A. Dude. Frickin', why is the dining hall massive? There is another option. I could pick something else. And in that regard, I did add small colonies. And I'm really tempted. Okay. I'm really tempted to use Littleton's dining hall. Look at how much smaller this thing is. This I could work with. I even work with it over here, I bet. Well, no, I would like it here if I could. It's backwards. Oh my god. Now, if I were to do 2x2s again on this side. And this is the bottom layer. So I could definitely bring this down to flat ground pretty easily. With the 2x2s. In fact, it would be here, even. So if I did that, okay, that's the bottom. And this is the correct level. If I use little colonies, that's... I mean, that's where it would have to go. At least if it's facing that way. Now this section here, I could easily expand the land. So that wouldn't be a big deal. So then if I set it here, obviously, you know, it doesn't fit in its current form, like in the land's current form. The land will have to be completely remodeled here to make this work. But it is certainly possible. I do feel like it's a little like towards the other builder's hut than I would like. But I guess there's really only so much you can do, you know? And I'm out of cobblestone. this is 3, not 2. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now. So I could push it back by 1. It is really funny seeing this here. And then it's like water comes pouring out from it, and it's like, huh? All of that will have to go. I will need spruce wood. Because it's a spruce wood structure. And unfortunately, I actually don't have a lot of that. I'm actually going to need to collect a handful. Like, I have saplings and things, but still. Like, I'll have to actually, like, you know, get them. Like, start growing some of them. I don't know what has to be what, so I'm just gonna go ahead and replace it all with dirt, like this. And then I will let the builder figure out what needs to be where. As long as there's no water underneath, it should be fine, you know? So, ooh, that's some spruce. Furnace, cobble wall, spruce log, spruce stair, spruce fence gate, mossy stone brick, mossy cobble stair, spruce door, stone brick stair, mossy cobble, spruce fence. Do I have any of this freaking mossy stuff? Spruce slab, cobblestone, stone brick, spruce plank, stripped spruce log, flower pot, oak stair, spruce sign. Obviously, it looks terrible right now. But we'll get that figured out. You know? Like, I'll figure out the hill here. And how I want to kind of try to repair. um... Let's go get some resources. Why don't we? I'm gonna need more farms. Anybody actually gonna handle the build requests? Perhaps they are too hungry? I would think that it would be her that would handle it. Constance. And perhaps she is too hungry to do any building? Yes. It would seem so.
You are so wise.
I can guarantee you that I am currently working on that. It's like, I need food.
What's it today, then?
I am quite literally working on that right now. But hopefully she will now be able to do that. So you can see, though, why I, turned down the colonists, like, hunger, for example. Because, like, look at all these guys being, look at all these guys, like, starving. And here I am just being like, I'm trying my hardest
It's a fine
to
day.
help you out here. It's like I'm trying to get these guys everything they need. But it's not easy. I'm sure that there is some trick that I'm not utilizing that would make all of this, like, way easier. And, it'd be like, oh, look, and now you freaking, did everything and whatever. But I don't know what that trick is. This is why I desperately need a controller, though. Because freaking just trying to put stuff into the chest. Alright. So, first, a furnace. I'll put the mine in here for now. We need a cobble wall. I need 3 cobblestone. And that's actually it for that. The issue comes that now I need mossy stone. And I suddenly wonder if I even have any. I certainly don't have the vines to make mossy. Nor do I have the moss. So... well... I didn't need the stone wall. I didn't the cobble wall. Whatever. I needed mossy stone brick, not cobblestone wall. Where the heck could I even find mossy cobblestone? If I had some idea where a lush cave was. Like... I could get moss from that. But I don't know where one of those is. I'm not seeing any on the map. Village. Because I think some of the moss... Yeah. I would say some of the moss I have came from here. There's not a particularly large amount of it. This sucks. I was either stuck with a structure that was too big or a structure that I just straight up do not have the resources to make. And like, this isn't like I don't have mythical agriculture. So I can't like make moss through like nature essence, you know? And I do recall that like mossy cobblestone is kind of rare. Like, it used to be something that people would like hunt for. You know? Because it just doesn't spawn very much. Here I really wanted to leave these villagers' houses alone. I could be replacing it with cobblestone, I suppose. Like with the regular cobblestone. No, except that the cobblestone I have here, it's, you know, for the structure, right? I don't remember at this point. I've got 42 now. That's probably enough. Oh god. I'm gonna call that good for now. And I hope that it is. Let's see. Need 3 mossy stone brick. I assume I can... How do I get mossy brick? Well, that's a problem. I kind of assumed I could get it from, you know, the way that you would normally get brick. But the mossy cobble doesn't go into the brick. How the frick? Like, I have to find a structure that has it. Like, that's all I can do. But where even would a structure be? You know? Like, where the frick am I gonna find a freaking mossy stone brick structure? There aren't even any structures on my freaking map. What the frick? And I really can't, like, do this or... What the frick am I supposed to do? I honestly don't know. I don't even know what kind of structure would have mossy stone brick on it. Maybe... Where's my shears? Here they are. Maybe I can't get moss, but I can get vines. That cow's sacrifice was sadly in vain. Because he didn't drop any leather. Is this where I, like, discover that I actually need vine growth on? Like, 'cause these trees would all have so much vine for me. Well, that does give me 11 vines. I do only need one vine per brick. I only actually need 5 stone brick. Or 3? 3 mossy stone. So if I could get 3 mossy stone, if I can get 3 stone brick, then I can get the mossy stone brick. Game will do vine spread. I guess I'll turn that on. Much as I freaking hate the way that vines work, I apparently freaking need it. We're definitely not going to get to go to the Nether this episode because we're already 2.5 hours in. So, like, I will probably be ending as soon as I get this freaking stuff. I don't freaking need these. Yeah, I can just take 3 stone, turn them into stone brick. Combine them with the vines. Mossy stone brick. I have 16 spruce log. Boy, this structure is going real well, isn't it? I have plenty of the resources that I need. I wonder over here where all these freaking trees are. The weird broken ones. Like, are all of these just like birch and oak? Yep. It's all just birch trees with oak leaves. For some reason. Ooh. I saw a spruce, maybe. Assuming it's not actually dark oak. The freaking biomes in this are so weird. Okay, I don't appear to have lost any that way. skeleton attacked me, only to catch fire and die. But dang, though, like, freaking, he attacked me from a ways. Of course, I'm gonna stop for coal. I will say, the sheer amount of resources is ridiculous. Like, the sheer amount of resources I'm having to, like, collect that I just didn't have, like, at all, you know? It's just like, geez. I thought I had it all, but I did not. That might be a ton of spruce over there. It'd be way better if I had looting on the sword. But, you know, I skipped over looting to get freaking fortune. Frick. Remember the cows, I guess. Because I am massacring all of them. The really sad part is I left a baby behind because it freaking doesn't help me. It's like I just murdered its freaking, like, family in front of it. Wow, that was a tiny freaking spruce tree. Spruce log. I'm just trying to find the logs. So far, it seems to all be mangrove root. Alright. Well, there is some spruce in all of this. Not a lot, but there is some. It's not that I'm opposed to, like, growing my own spruce tree. I just don't know where I would put trees right now that I want to grow. Especially because, like, if I was going to do spruce, I would want, like, you know, the big spruce. But I don't really want the podzol to spawn around me. And so I'm like, well, you know, maybe we don't do that, you know? But then it's like, just trying to freaking find spruce. And like, whatever these weird biomes are. With these like weird freaking trees. That has given me a good handful of spruce log, to be fair. So, let's head back and see. What? Where's the tree? There it is. If we have enough. If we don't, here is what I will do. Oh my gosh, I could not move under the water there. For some reason, it wasn't letting me. I put the spruce out here. Then it won't be as big of a deal. Like, if it, grows, if I grow the big ones and I get, like, the podzol and stuff. So, this is acacia wood, not logs. Unless wood can be turned into planks. But I was thinking it couldn't. That was a big tree. No, okay, it can be turned into planks, so they count as log, basically. They're just not actually acacia logs. Okay, let's get all this freaking spruce crap made. I still don't have any jungle saplings. Ay, ay, ay. Nope, I need those. Like freaking, there's just so much crap. I have to put them in one at a freaking time this way. Like, the controller really is a great tool, but when you just can't get your freaking hands on a controller, it becomes kind of a pain. Alright, I need 4 spruce fence. Great. Glad I grabbed all of those sticks and things. Okay. fence gates, though. I also need these. Need some stairs. I need more stairs. That should be 80. It says I need 81. Then I need a spruce door. Need spruce slabs. I need spruce planks. I need spruce signs. And I think aside from the logs, I think that's all I need. I had no planks. And finally, 31 spruce logs. That's all the spruce. So then I need 2 stone brick. And a stone brick stair. And then I need oak stair. And I need a flower pot, which is made out of brick, which is just the clay. Clay. I knew I had it, I just wasn't sure where. I believe that means that we have everything, though. Like, we're literally just missing the flower pot. And I'm not worried about getting that right now. There you go, Constance. You can finally work on the dining hall. At long last, people will be able to eat once you're done, of course. What I should do, now that I'm thinking about it, is build one of these. I can't use the higher ones until I get the assistant The professional assistant thing. But that's alright. What matters is, now that I have the golden builder's assistant hammer, I can come over here. Here, why don't I... She's just literally grabbing everything on her own.
Okay.
So I think I have to have the stuff. I don't think, like, if it's in her inventory, I don't think I can, like, assist. But we'll find out. Like, if I come over here, like, I can't do anything right now. Oop. Oh, did I have slabs in my inventory? Yep. Well, I mean, I had those items, so...
Can I help
Here.
you?
Give me those stairs.
I just don't feel like working today.
Whoop. That's weird that she was able to place the signs already. Oops. I fell down. Now I can't get back up there.
Right away.
Thanks for helping with the building. There's your stairs back. Since you're almost done as it is, I'll just let you finish it. One of the benefits of Littleton, I suppose, is it, is small. No items in your inventory. Alright, well, I'll let her finish that up. In the meantime, what I will do is... That was way more than I expected to take. Oh, look. It's my spruce tree. Got a couple of spruce trees over there. I don't think I'm picking these up. No, I don't think I got any of those. That's alright. I think I needed to use shears on those if I wanted to pick them up, but it's fine. Hey, actual acacia log. Meanwhile, this is oak wood. Now imagine if I had had to actually swing 40 times, like the initial config is set up. That would have taken forever. Hey look, coarse dirt. I didn't realize some of this was coarse dirt. I thought it was all rooted. She's not in need of something, is she?
Can I help you?
Nah, she needs a flower pot. Right, I forgot about that. I legitimately did. I was like, I'll just take care of that later, you know, because it'll take her forever. And then I built everything for her, so. This is why I should always carry the clipboard. It's okay. I just need to get the bricks out. 1, 2, 3, flower pot. And yeah, it will look a little weird that, you know, we've got freaking, like, this spruce, you know. Potato. Oh, I can't put anything on the menu yet. I guess that's understandable. God, freaking, she's so far away.
What's it today then? What's it today then?
Flower pot. Take it. How she can finish up. Well, I think that it became night. I think she literally went back to her house just now. All colonists are tucked into bed. I guess it is time for me to do the same. And now it's day. Another great day to go out and do the work. And finally give our colonists a freaking place to eat. It used to be called a restaurant, by the way. I don't know when they like changed it to freaking dining hall. But it used to be called the restaurant. Yay! We can finally feed our colonists. I cannot aim in third person at all. Okay. So somebody should now be working the dining hall. Hey, look, everybody has come to eat. Potato. So, Caden is our worker.
I'll
Caden
take
is
care of it.
right here. And until he eats, nobody else gets food. Which is hilarious to me. But it's the way it works. Behold, we have begun to feed our colonists. Now it's just a matter of keeping them fed. Or, well, not fed, but like keeping it stocked. Now, the number one thing that we're going to run into is that the colonists don't particularly like it when there's only one thing to eat. Which means that we have to put, other food together. Now, the good news is we have pumpkin pie. We have apples. Oh, more apples. So it's a start, especially the pumpkin pie. Like, they will love that. If I can get the pumpkin pie, and then if I can get the... Oh, I see what happened here. Oops. Remember how I adjusted because this was out 3 blocks? It was because this was out 1 block. Oh well, it's fine. We'll deal with it. Pumpkin pie. Apple. Baked apple? Can I not feed them regular apple? I guess regular apples just aren't on the menu. So that sucks. Also, I like how there's all this extra food. Except for the fact that all of the modded food that is not Minecolonies is set so that it just sucks for some reason. Why? Just because. Hey, look, I can feed them ominous bottles.
Okay.
Pumpkin pies. You are already out of baked potatoes. I suppose that does make sense. Well, there's really only one option. And that is the upscaling of farming technology. No actual open requests? Oh. I see. He wants potatoes, and he wants raw pumpkin pie. Neither of which I can give him. Oh, fudge nuggets. Whoops. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. It's time to upscale. Whoops. Our food. I mean, beetroot isn't going to be the most helpful in this regard, but it's fine. You know, it's still a start. But yes, we're going to need to do some serious work. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. I need the farm to go out that far. Okay. Need the farmland to go out that far. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do and do. Yep, okay. And now we need some water, which luckily is not too difficult to get when you live on an island. Oopsies. It's fine. One nice thing about having no durability. If you accidentally boink it, it's not a big deal. Surely I can feed my colonists bread, right? Minecolonies? I literally need one potato. Oh, and there was one potato. I just had picked it up, I guess. What did that pig ever do to me? I don't know, but it apparently deserved that fate, because freaking it got demolished. I don't have any more wheat seeds. Really? Like, I replanted all of the wheat seeds? That seems kinda insane to me, but alright. If you say so, game. I only needed 2 of those, or I only needed 1 of those. Maybe I didn't need 1 of them. There we go. Now we got the pigs. Breeding. And in fairness, I do have pigs. Which means that I could work on raising more of them so that I can then, you know, get raw pork chop. And hey, we can make some steak for them, you know? No problemo. I mean, I might not eat steak because it's freaking gross. But more power to them, I guess. So now we'll add a little bit of steak onto the menu. Unfortunately, I do not have any baked potato that I can offer. So hopefully nobody really wanted baked potato. Because I can't offer that
Good
at
day
all.
to you.
I also apparently can't offer any pumpkin pie. Good Lord. It is like they are completely out of the pumpkin pie as well. That is ridiculous. Luckily, pie is not that difficult. Sir, you don't even have a job. And you refuse to work. There's also berry pie from Vanilla Cooking. Did I not bring any emeralds with me? I just guess I didn't bring any emeralds with me. Alright. Great plan. Let's trade with villagers, but let's not bring any, emeralds that we need to do the trading. Very smart. See, what's happening there is I get into a rhythm and then I go too fast. Now you're good. I'm not gonna trade you string, but thanks. Apple pie? So they probably barely get any nutrition from it because it's a modded food. Because reasons. but it's better than nothing. Have to come in from the back. Pie. That is a different type of apple pie. Pumpkin pie, apple pie. So there you go.
Yes.
Hey, he still had some steak. Cool. Very cool. Now my colonists can finally be fed. For now. Until, you know, the food runs out. Because freaking... I, you know, forget to give them more food. Alright, well... With that... I guess this is a good enough spot to end off at for now. So I do hope you've enjoyed. If you have, feel free to subscribe. You can check the playlist down below. For a... you can check the playlist. Oh my gosh, my freaking brain. You check the playlist for more episodes. You know, get caught up on any that you might have missed. And, normally I would stream these things live over at twitch.tv/Serene Inc. But I've not been able to do that because we've been moving. Look at all the things they want. But yeah, hopefully the move will be over soon, where we should be, but we're supposed to be just about at that point now, so. Supposedly, anyway. Beetroot soup. Beetroot pie. Cooked beetroot. Yeah. I'll see about getting us maybe set up for nether travel or something. Not nether travel, but, you know, for getting into the nether. Probably between episodes, if I can, you know. Off to the village, because I need to trade for one silk touch. I think I already had that. I'm a dumb. Pot 4 would be nice, but I will take a fortune 3 though. And put that on the shovel. Alright, well, I will see you all next time. Much gravel do I have? 200. Time to get some flint. Hey, yeah. See you later.